I love this sauce. It's like one of my favorites. And the first time I ever had this sauce was in a restaurant in Asheville, North Carolina called Curate. It's a Spanish tapas restaurant, and the sauce is called Romesco. And traditionally, it's made with charred tomatoes, it's made with garlic, has some bread, has some nuts and vinegar and olive oil. And this sauce is so versatile. Like, you can put it on chicken, you can put it on veggies, you can use it as a dip, you can use it as a spread. This sauce is my favorite. And during culinary school, each of our classes are divided into modules, and at the end of the module, we have to do a practical test to test our knowledge on the module. So we had to sear a protein and make a sauce, and I knew, hands down, that I was gonna make this sauce. So I think I did pretty good. Chef Hervé, let me know what you thought of it. But anyway, we're gonna make that today, and I'm excited to share this recipe with you. I've kind of done some changes to my recipe. It's a little different from the traditional, so it's like my own take on the Romesco sauce. So follow along, and I hope you enjoyed this sauce and make it with your friends and family. I'm gonna first start off by roasting my tomatoes, garlic, and onion. And you can use a regular sized tomato. I just got these Roma tomatoes in upstate New York at a farm. So I'm just gonna cut these in half. And I also got these really beautiful sun gold tomatoes. I really like these because they have a slight sweetness. They're really bright, and just gonna throw those in there too. I'm gonna roast them on a roasting pan. I made this sauce for some friends, and they have a house up in Pennsylvania. And when I told them, oh, there's some more sauce left over, do you guys want to keep it? And it was definitely a yes. Like, they wanted to keep it. She wanted to put the sauce on everything. I don't blame her, it's delicious. And then I'm gonna take a whole head of garlic. I'm just gonna cut the top off. And I'm just going to take a piece of foil and stick it right here, and just put a little olive oil on top and add a little salt and pepper. I think roasting all these vegetables brings out a lot of great flavors. And I like to roast my garlic. I don't like it raw. I find it to be very sweet and delicious when it's roasted. And then I take one onion, just peel off the sides. And this is gonna roast at 425 for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'm gonna keep the garlic in a little longer because that takes maybe about 45 to 50 minutes. So I'm just gonna cut the onion in half and then cut it in quarters. I've also served this sauce with steak too. So it's really anything. I usually do it with asparagus, but any protein. Also, a nice would be cauliflower, that would be delicious. So I'm gonna put these all in the roasting pan. I'm just gonna drizzle some olive oil on top and salt and pepper. I'm just gonna stick these in the oven to roast. While the tomatoes and onions and garlic are roasting in the oven, I'm going to toast some nuts. And traditionally this sauce has hazelnuts and almonds, but I'm using hazelnuts and pecans because I just love the taste of pecans. So you're going to put them in the oven, until they're like a dark brown, but they can very easily burn. So, you want to check on them every so often. And then in addition to roasting the nuts, you also need to have some dried day-old bread, and you want about maybe a cup or so. And if you don't have dry day-old bread, You can put it in the oven and dry it out, but you don't want it to get to like brown, like you're making a crouton. You want it just to dry out. So I'm also going to cut some of this bread and also put that in the oven. I'm just gonna do like some cubes. And doing bread and nuts to this sauce is really gonna thicken it. And it's really nice, that nutty flavor. Just put it in little cubes. All right, I'm gonna stick this in the oven. Next, I'm gonna roast some red peppers. We actually learned this skill in culinary school, and it was pretty simple to do. I'm gonna show you how to do it, but certainly if you wanna get like jarred roasted red peppers, you can do that as well and put those in your sauce. So to roast your red peppers, you're gonna get a bowl ready because you're gonna put your roasted red peppers in here and you're gonna cover it with some plastic wrap. So you wanna take the roasted red peppers, you wanna turn on your heat. You're gonna put the red pepper directly over the flame. When it's charred completely, it's done and you can stick it in the bowl. So I took off the plastic wrap of our roasted red peppers. I'm gonna show you how to remove the skin and the best way to do it. And in culinary school, I thought this was a really good tip. So you don't want to submerge your roasted red pepper completely in water because it's gonna lose all that roasted flavor. So what you do to remove the outside skin, you're gonna dip your hand in water and then you're just gonna take your hands and just remove the skin like this. You just keep dipping your hands and eventually getting all the charred skin off. I just grilled up some asparagus, so I'm excited once the sauce is done to see how it tastes. I also had this Romesco sauce in the Catskills. My family and I went to a restaurant and had this really delicious octopus that I believe he braised it for a while and then roasted it, and he served it with the Romesco sauce. It was awesome. It was really good. So after you clean it, you're going to basically peel all this back, and you're just going to cut around where the stem is. Just remove all the seeds. And that's it. And this, we're just gonna kind of coarsely chop it and put it in the food processor. Now it's time to put all of our ingredients into the food processor to make our Romesco sauce. So I have the charred tomatoes and roasted red peppers. That's gonna go in. Then I have my onions, caramelized onions, and some nuts and our bread. Then we have our roasted garlic, 1 head of roasted garlic that I'm gonna put the cloves in. Yum, I love roasted garlic. This has so many incredible flavors. Can't wait to try it. And then, I like to use sherry vinegar, but you could also use like a red wine vinegar to go in there. So that's gonna go all on top here. And some smoked paprika. It's gonna be good. All right, and I've reserved a little bit of the juice from some of the tomatoes if we need to add some juice in there if it's becoming too thick. So we're gonna do that. And then as I'm blending it, I'm going to put in the olive oil. Oh, let me add a little salt. A little salt. And we can add more after we taste it. All right, here we go. see how it looks. Ooh, it's looking good. I like my Romesco sauce a little bit on the chunkier side so you can really taste the nuts. So I might blend it a little bit more. And I might add that tomato too. Tomato juice. Looks so good. See how it tastes. It's so good. It's got all that roasted tomatoes, the acidity from the tomatoes, the nuttiness makes it so rich. I might add a little bit more olive oil and some salt. But overall, it's really delicious. And I'm gonna plate this and put asparagus on top and show you how it's gonna look. Nice scoop on there. There you go. The grilled asparagus with Romesco sauce. I had so much fun making this Romesco sauce, and I hope you did. If you like this video, please subscribe.